Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. Today I've got 4 replays to show you in the brand new Tier 8 French Premium Light Tank, the ERAC 105 Proto. This was released yesterday and is available in the store for I think the cheapest option around 9,000 gold. So as always, a brand new tank. I'm just going to quickly go over the statistics of the tanks, and then we'll get into the replays where it's easier just to demonstrate what the tank can do and explain how it works. So what is this tank? It is a French mobile light tank with a very good concealment. I think with the setup, which you will see shortly, I got the concealment down to under 250. I think I've got it down to about 249. So it's got fantastic concealment. It's not your standard sort of active light tank, if you like. It's far more of a passive, almost like a mobile stealthy tank destroyer, if you like, because it's got the Super Sherman gun, which has got 390 alpha with quite long reload. I think the reload is down to about sort of 11.9 seconds, but I think I get it down to about 10 seconds with all the equipment and loadout. You've got 200 pen on your standard rounds, which is not great. It's a Super Sherman gun, so you can struggle against some tier 10s at penning them. You then have 250 heat pen, and you do have fantastic shell velocity though on your standard rounds of 1,460, which is really nice. The heat rounds not so much, only 980. But yeah, you're basically a mobile light tank, which is you play it almost very much like almost like a more of a passive sort of tank destroyer sort of type of light tank, and I really enjoy this light tank. I must admit, it does get set on fire quite a lot. It's got a high fire chance to get shot in your engine. Good chance you're going to get set on fire. Not a lot of hit points, only 1,000 hit points. But yeah, the real key element is it's got great mobility, top speed of just over 70 kilometers an hour, so you can really get to those aggressive positions early. Concealment is fantastic, so you can be very stealthy in that sort of more passive light tank role. So what I'll do now, as for armour, it's got no armour whatsoever, but yeah, it's a light tank, it's not the end of the world. You've got, I think, 8 degrees of gun depression, which is quite good, so you can play the ridge lines. Doesn't always feel like you got 8 just because of like the weird odd shape to the tank. And then you've got a max elevation of 15, so sometimes you can get caught out, but that's quite common with the French tanks in general when you're just trying to get your gun up to get shots at certain angles. So yeah, let's just get on to the replays. Enough of me rambling along, because we've got 4 replays to show, and I'll be able to show you what this tank can do. Okay, so here we are for the first replay then on highway, where we are top tier. If you want to see the setup I am running on this tank, you will see it at the bottom of the screen as I speak. So we've got 2 light tanks to deal with, and there's no enemy artillery, and as I say, it is top tier. So initially I'm going to push across quite quickly, and you see the top, how mobile this tank can be, so you really can get to positions quite early. The actual view range of this tank is not amazing. It's okay. But yeah, it's not the best, but obviously you've got that fantastic concealment, so it does allow you to get to some aggressive positions. I've kind of pulled back here because I was a bit nervous of the light tanks spotting me, which is sort of coming across to the ridge on our right hand side, so I decided just to spot the cross here and any tanks moving into town. I get a nice shot into that enemy T-29, but I do need to get back into cover now because I have got detected and I don't want to eat any shots. But as you can see, I am picking up some assistance on this tank. The gun itself is on the derpier side. I think with all this, you do want to run really stabs and all the crew equipment just to increase the accuracy of the gun, because I think with even everything, I've got the accuracy down to about 0.3.1, which is on the derpier side. Obviously, since 6.0, a lot of tanks are just accurate anyway, but like I say, it is a little bit more on the derpier side. So I have pulled into an aggressive position here, bush, because I'm just trying to spot for my enemy team. You see, I do detect a lot of these targets. They're not really getting shot at the moment though, because I think if you look on the ridge, a lot of our tanks are kind of focusing on the tanks on the sort of A sort of 6 line, I tried to test the concealment there, shooting a nice shot into the T28, hoping to get a second one in before he gets into cover, but he does just dip back in cover. I was thinking I might have got lit there, but I was kind of sort of testing out. This might even be the first replay I played in this tank. So obviously, to me, this tank's brand new to me at this stage of the game. Going back to this bush, just trying to keep my vision as far forward as I can. Just trying to play that more sort of passive light tank role. I do take a cheeky shot there, and I do get lit for it, and I'm hoping not to get punished too much, because I could get punished here. Like I said, I didn't necessarily need to take that shot. I could have just stayed in the bush and kept everything detected, which might have been the better play to play there, but I got greedy and I wanted to see if I can get a shot in. I was hoping I wasn't going to get detected, but we did. Enemy tank destroyer, check tank destroyer is moving into the low ground there. Hopefully I can get a nice shot into this atomic, which is going to put him onto a one shot. I do actually track him in place here, and I'm hoping I can try and finish him off, but he's obviously used his repair kit and he's now got safe. I'm hoping I can get a shot into lower plate, but it just gets low down, and with only 200 of penetration, I'm going to struggle to pen that. One thing I should say, the actual drop off of the APCR rounds over distance in this tank is actually not too bad. So you don't actually lose too much penetration over distance, which is handy, because as I say, you don't have a lot of penetration, and when you're fighting some of the tier 10 tanks, that can be a problem for you. But it's just one of those things, you are a light tank at the end of the day, so it's not that, it's not the end of the world. Get a lovely shot into the opponent's ERAC 105, taking out their light tank there, putting us onto 2,000 damage, 1,200 assistance. Still a very, very close game. Sorry, apologise for that. And the enemy team are now getting into the cap and applying cap pressure. With only one tank in there at the moment, I'm not overly concerned. I'm just trying to get as many shots in as I can, take clearing the path for us. But now there's two tanks in there, and I really probably need to try and find a way of lighting this cap. It looks like the enemy light tank has retreated, which was down this side. I'm wondering if he's now got into the cap circle. We're on, about 3,000 damage, I think, 1,000 assistance with 2 kills. But with only 20 seconds left on this cap circle, we need to get the reset. The Borsig there's a bit of a problem, but I don't have time to shoot the Borsig. I need to concentrate on getting this reset here. Looking for the reset on the one shot, but he just pulled back into cover, and unfortunately I missed my shot, and I might just have one more opportunity to get this reset, but I cannot miss it, and I haven't got a lot of time. Praying I hit this shot. Thankfully we do hit it. It does derp and we don't pen, but we do get the reset, which has bought us a little bit more time. I'm hoping I've got enough time to kill the Borsig, and now should still be able to get the reset. So we do kill the Borsig. 17 seconds left on the clock. I'm just moving to get a better angle here. And really need to hit this shot. I'm trying to kill the one shot. Don't have a shot, but we do get a shot into the Panther, just giving us that little bit extra time. Hoping that gives us enough time for our team to move up and maybe stop this tank destroyer from shooting me, so I can actually get the reset here. Don't have time to get the one shot, and then I derped a shot on the Panther, and I'm thinking this game's over. But thankfully, finally our team do get a shot into the reset, kill the one shot. And that's given us a lot more time, giving us time to pick up the kill onto the Panther with only one tank remaining. So we do cut that very, very fine, but thankfully we got enough resets in just to allow our team, just to buy that little bit of extra time for our team to come and help us. But with only one tank remaining, we're trying to get over there. Would like to pick up another kill, maybe to try and get another one in, bring us to 4,000 damage, but it's looking unlikely at this point. He gets taken out by a prototype, and that does bring us then to replay number 1. But with 3 more replays still to come, we finished that one off with a good game for the light tank. 4 kills, just shy of 4,000 damage and 1,000 assistance, getting the Defender Medal and the First Class. Obviously with this tank only just being released, the Ace Tanker is always set extremely high on the first sort of couple of days of the release. So that's it for replay number 1, but let's move on to replay number 2. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2 then on Sand River, and this time it's a tier 10 matchmaking. So we are bottom tier, there's 1 artillery in the game and 2 enemy light tanks. Now we are going to pick a very aggressive position at the start, and we're going to see if we can get away with this, obviously relying on our really good concealment values. We're going to try and play these bushes here in the middle of the map and see if we can spot, get any cross shots on any of the tanks which cross over to sort of the A1, 2, 3 line. Like I say, it is risky, kind of a high risk position, but we do have a lot of foliage to protect us and hopefully increase our concealment value. Get a nice shot, albeit a low roll, into that leopard there, and then we do spot 2 enemy light tanks here. One is crossing towards the low ground on the base, which can't really spot us in the low ground there, but the other tank, the other light tank, the AMX to our right hand side, that's a little bit more awkward for us. If he does poke too high, we may get lit, but we're just trying to, you can see we don't actually get detected through the bushes there, just showing off the concealment. I think I am, he is looking through probably 2 or 3 bushes, so that's helping me increase my concealment value. But I have to be careful when I fire if he is poking high, because obviously when you fire your shot, you do decrease your camo rating, and that means I'm more likely to get detected. But I do run a muffle shot on the crew setup because it does help, and I think with this sort of tank, you want to be sort of firing and not getting spotted, and then trying your best just to keep that gun slinging. So a lot of the tanks are crossing towards the left hand side of the map now, and we do again from this position have shots into them. We managed to get 1 shot into the enemy Tiger. We're hoping to get another one into this Dragon here, which we do, putting us onto 1000 damage there and 100 assistance. Still yet to be detected here. Very close game at this point. If this tier 10 heavy tank pokes up a little bit higher, we may get another shot here. Looking to get one into the Scorpion. Unfortunately, we do get detected, which I can only assume is from that light tank, which does obviously poke as I fire. And now I'm in full survival mode, just trying to get out of there. I don't really feel safe playing that position anymore. Now the light tank knows where we are. It would be far too risky, and I'm just going to try and get out of there. Thankfully, we do make it out, and we still got, we still got 600 hit points. Like I say, you don't have a lot of hit points to start with this light tank. Going to go for the usual blind fire shots into those sort of bushes in the base, because quite often there's tanks there, and more often than not, actually, I do end up picking damaging shots by taking those blind shots into those bushes. It's looking like we're kind of securing the right hand side, which is good for us, because if we secure that right hand side, I can then push and go into the middle, knowing that I'll have cover for my friendly team behind us, and allow us to continue extending our vision and trying to spot tanks for our friendly team. Because the enemy team do somewhat seem to be sort of trapped in one location now, when we've got quite a good map spread. Enemy heavy tank, Polish heavy tank, is in the base. We are going to need the heat for that tank, so we do get 1 into the TD, then we swap to the heat, because with 200 penetration, it's actually 50-50 whether we're penning the lower plate of that tank. But with the 250 heat pen, that will give us enough penetration to go through the lower plate pretty much every time, as long as I don't hit his tracks. So at this point, I think the heavy tank's kind of stuck here, because he reverses back, he gets shot from our other team. But if he stays where he is, I can shoot him, but he then gets shut down by our friendly F3005. And we put us on to about 3000 damage now. We still haven't picked up a kill, but we're having a decent game. It's looking more and more likely our team are going to win this, but it's definitely not over yet. 11 versus 8, stranger things have happened. You can lose from that scenario. Enemy Leopard is in the low ground. I'm going to see if we can squeeze in a little shot into this tank here. If he keeps pushing forward, this Leopard, we might be able to get a shot, but he does seem to be sort of hidden from my line of view at the moment. So I'm just going to see if there's any other shots I can get. But now he's pulled back, I do have a shot. Hopefully we don't get detected. We don't. That puts us on to 3000 damage. If he stays where he is, we're going to be able to pick up the kill. But if not, it looks like he's kind of surrounded by a team, so he's not in a good situation there. Enemy light tank pokes up, hoping to squeeze in the shot. We do squeeze that shot in, put us into 3400 damage. Now on 9 versus 6, we're going to see if we can just get any more damage as our team start to push forward now. We've got to be careful, don't want to get taken out by a Scorpion G, which I know is at the top. We do actually, Turan gets detected, and we pick up the kill on the Turan. We haven't actually picked up a lot of assistance in this game, despite trying to do the spotting, but we have managed to pick up quite a bit of damage. This game is all but over now. It's just whether we can pick up any more damage at the game. Thankfully, we do have this good mobility to get ahead of our team and try and get over to where the Scorpion G and the Dragon is located. Scorpion G is a one shot, so I'm going to focus the Scorpion G out first if I get an opportunity, try and pick up another kill, and then we can try and get another shot into the Dragon. I'm not expecting them to be looking my way at this point, so I'm just going to go straight over the ridge, hopefully try and get a shot into this Scorpion G, which we do, picking up our second kill, putting us into 4,000 damage. Dragon misses his shot. At this point, can we just land one more shot, because he's probably going to get taken out shortly after. And we do, and we actually pick up the third kill as well, bringing us then to replay number 2, with 2 more replays still to come. So let's see how we got on. We managed to get 3 kills, 4,400 damage, you know, not bad for a bottom tier game. We get the first tank. As I say, a lot of these replays, you know, in a couple, you know, a week's time might even be aces, but at this point the requirement is quite high for the ace tanker. So let's move on now to the third replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for replay number 3, and this time we are top tier. There is no artillery in the game, and there's 2 enemy light tanks, and we're on Mountain Pass, which is not really the best map for the light tank in the world. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not really a massive fan of this map at all. But what we're going to try and do initially is spot the cross and see if we can catch out any tanks crossing. Because if we spot them, we should be able to pick up some assistance. We do spot the enemy Iraqi 105. Looks like he was planning to try and push up to our ridge and then light all our tanks in our base, which is a risky tactic, but it does sometimes work. But our light tank's down in the bottom and it's distracting him. We do manage to spot a couple of tanks crossing, hoping to pick up some assistance. I pull back behind this bush to increase my concealment value, and then I'm going to take the shot in this Eagle 7, try and pick up our first shot of damage, and the Eagle 7 then shortly gets taken out. We manage to pick up 700 assistance. This is team destruction, so we don't have to worry about our base being capped. It looks like the majority of our team have actually pushed down the 6th line. I really want this medium tank to come with me now so I can push down the opposite side, because the thing is, these tanks are going to come up to the ridge and they're going to be really awkward because they're just going to spot us all sitting there. So I don't really want to be sat there in the base. Unfortunately, I've kind of asked for some support, but you know, I can't force my team to come. So my plan really at this point was just to come to this side, spot it just so I can find out what's there, and then probably run if there's a lot of tanks there, because you know, I'm going to be outgunned. I don't really have the support. But as we spot this initially, we only spot one tank, an enemy T-29. So we're going to try and get one shot into this tank and then pull back round. We do get one shot in. He misses his shot, which is good for us. And with the 400 alpha, if tanks aren't aggressive onto you, you can sort of just take your time and try and slowly bleed them. Which is quite nice. It's unusual to have a tier 8 light tank with sort of, well, I say 400 alpha, I mean 390 alpha, but you know, it's pretty decent. You know, it does feel quite nice playing this tank. I'm going to try and take out this T-29. Thankfully our medium tank is coming now to help us. We get one shot in here. We get lucky that he misses that shot. I was more thinking I was probably going to trade one, but I just wanted to kill this tank quickly. He is now one shot again, so I'm thinking, right, let's just trade the shot to get the kill. But we don't need to. We pick up the kill. And this thing is that T-29 did actually have support. You can see there's tanks on the hill just there, but you know, which I didn't actually detect. But they were just kind of oblivious and didn't help him out at all. And now it's left us in a situation where I've killed the T-29. And I'm going to try and get some shots into this King Dragon, which is my main threat. I do have one medium there helping, and I've pushed to this position here because I wanted to create an angle of fire so we weren't both sitting in the same location. It makes it harder for the enemy team. Unfortunately, there's the derpy nature of the tank. You see, I missed that, which was an easy one-shot kill, and it just derped. The shot went too low, and I didn't pen. And just went into his tracks. It was a real shame because it would have been handy to kill that King Dragon there. We do kill an enemy light tank, picking up our second kill of the game, putting us under 2,500 damage. And I'm always in a brawl with the light tank here, which is not how you want to play it. But on a map like Mountain Pass, sometimes you just don't have a choice. Unfortunately, our medium tank moves too far forward, which is a shame because I would have had the kill shot on the King Dragon there. And now I'm probably going to have to eat one off the King Dragon, but I should be able to pick up the kill as long as he doesn't set us on fire. You see the engine got damaged straight away there. As I say, if you get shot in the rear of this tank, or even the back rear of the tank, the fire chance is quite high. So you do often get set on fire, but that's something you just have to just bear in mind. The Panther is a one-shot. I'm just planning to go in and kill this Panther now. We get one in, and thankfully we don't even need to eat another one for it, which is handy. And that puts us on to 4 kills, just shy of 3,000 damage. And now we're going to try and farm the enemy heavy tank in the back. We go for a shot in the rear, and we bounce, which was quite frustrating. But we swapped to the heat shell to make sure that doesn't happen again, because I feel like this tank is going to lose all his hit points very, very quickly. We get one shot in. Can we get another one in? Like I say, the reload is quite long. No, he gets taken out by our friendly tank, which is a shame we bounced the first shot, because if it bounced the initial shot, I probably would have picked up the kill there. But with only 3 tanks remaining, I'm trying to dart across as quickly as I can with this good mobility and see if we can help out our friendly tank over there. Going to look for get a nice shot there in, and we do squeeze that one in, not fully aimed, which is nice. It kind of feels calmer for missing the earlier shot. And now we're hoping we can finish off this heavy tank for our 6th kill. And we do, bringing this to 3,500 damage now with 6 kills and an opportunity to pick up the Devastator medal. So we want to try and kill this Barras. This Barras can kill us in 2 shots, but we just want to get over there. I've still got the heat shells loaded. I don't really want them. I want the APCR, but I don't want to reload now. Because if I reload I might miss an opportunity for a shot. We try and get that shot in, and it does sort of just derp, and we wasn't able to connect. So now we swap to our APCR. Shame we missed that shot, but we know the Barras has now fired. I think he fired at least 1 shot, so he's either on reload now or he's got 1 left in the chamber. We get a nice shot there, putting him onto a 1 shot, and at this point I'm thinking, right, let's just get there before my team, so I can eat a shot off this Barras now. He's probably coming up to be reloaded, so I imagine the time I come to him is going to be reloaded, but I'm thinking I'll just eat 1 shell off of him, then he's got an interclip, and I'll get the 2nd shot in. So I'll take my time, eat the 1st shot, aim my shot, and hopefully we can pick up the kill. We do, and then we just miss it. And that was very, very frustrating way to end that game, because I was so sure I was picking up the Devastator medal there. Unfortunately, our shot just derps, and yeah, like I say, that does happen with this tank. Like, the shells can derp, and it can be a little bit annoying. It's not horrendous, but it is just something you have to bear in mind. So unfortunately we failed to pick up the Devastator, but our friendly T32 picks up the kill, and at least we get the win. And we still have a good game for not necessarily the best map in a light tank. And we pick up 6 kills, 4,000 damage, and 1,000 assistance. Bringing us then to replay number 3. Moving on to our final replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for the final replay on prop, where we are top tier again. There's 1 artillery, but I'm the only light tank, so I'm thinking this could be a really good game for us initially. Team destruction, so we don't have to worry about the cap, even though cap, you don't really normally worry about that on proc. But what I'm hoping is some of our team actually go to the middle, but it kind of looks like a lot of our team are going to go to the hill on the right hand side. I never really think that's a great position, if I'm honest, but I really kind of wanted more people to play the middle of the map. But I'm also thinking the enemy team might not play this side because it is team destruction. So I'm just going to push quite aggressively and try and get into the bush. Now I noticed a light tank. I was going to stay in this bush, but as I noticed a light tank's on the other side of the map, I'm hoping I can now push to a more aggressive bush and see if we can spot anything in the back. And quite early doors, we only spot this artillery, and I'm thinking, is that all what's here? So I'm thinking about just getting a shot into the artillery. We get detected by the light tank coming close. Now we need to escape, but I am hoping the artillery gets taken out. But I feel like our team are probably a little bit too far back to be able to get shots in, unless our friendly artillery can hit the shot. I'm going to go back to this bush and see if we can again spot anything else in that location, because I want to know if that was the only tank there, because that's what I kind of got a sense of at the time. So we come back to the bush here. The light tank is crossing. Now I'm kind of thinking, at this point I'm trying to testing out the concealment. I was thinking, can I get that shot in and stay undetected? But in hindsight, she shouldn't really took the shot. But I was just kind of getting greedy and testing it, because and unfortunately it doesn't go our way. but we don't lose any hit points for it, so we get away with one. And we're going to again go back to this location. I was thinking about getting a shot into this Motherland, which was playing all sorts of crazy. We don't get the shot in. Again, we are detected now. Artillery is looking for revenge on us. Thankfully, he misses his shot. We lose our spot, and we're going to go back and spot again, because I feel like we're losing on the right hand side of the map. And with my team slowly progressing with us, I want to spot all these targets, because if I spot these targets, then in theory, if our team keep pushing, we're going to pick up some assistance here, because I feel like we're losing the hill on the right hand side, which puts us under more pressure to try and win this side. Again, we're going to go back. The real threat is our light tank, but I can't do much about him at the moment. I'm just going back to this bush, hoping to spot these targets again. Unfortunately, we get detected again before we get into the concealment, and we are playing somewhat risky here. But the problem I've got, if I don't spot these targets, then all of our tanks here, which are in the middle now, are just going to get farmed by the enemy team. So I need to spot them. I need to keep the vision up for our friendly teams down there, because otherwise they're just going to be able to get free farms. So I'm going to keep going back to this position. We're going to try and finish off this one-shot heavy tank here. Should be able to pick up the kill. Unfortunately, again, we do get detected for it. But I had him lit for quite a while, and no one was really shooting him there. So I just wanted to get rid of this tank, because as you can see, we are losing the right-hand side, and I don't want to get trapped in this 1-2 area. If we win the 1-2, then that frees up so much more options for us, because we can push all the way down and then get side shots into tanks in the ridge. If we just get stuck here and we don't move forward, that's when we're going to run into some issues. So we spot this enemy tank destroyer, hoping our team are going to get some shot in. Unfortunately, that time we do get detected, I guess maybe from the Leo, but we do get one shot into Leo, putting him onto a one shot there, and then we do eat one from that enemy tank destroyer, putting us onto 600 hit points. And now we're in a 10 versus 9, picking up 1,500 damage, 2,000 assistance, and 1 kill. Pretty close game though, still 10 versus 9. The enemy light tank has been destroyed though. That's going to make our life a lot easier. This time we spot the enemy SG, but we're going to wait for our team now to get the kill, as they've moved up far enough to shoot them, and we do pick up a bit more assistance. And at this point I'm thinking, right, the one line is probably won at this point, and I'm going to push down aggressively to farm the tanks in the middle. We do get detected. It's why this enemy tank destroyer here, thankfully he misses his shot, otherwise he might have killed us there. But we're just going to stay below the ridge line and allow this tank to basically stay permanently lit. And at that point, he's not going to stay safe. He should get taken out by our team. And he does, putting us under 3,000 assistance. And now in the 9 versus 7. And now we won the 1-2 area. It just makes this game a lot easier to win at this point. Now we finally won this side, which is why I was keen to try and keep up the pressure to win this area, because now all these tanks in the middle are just free farms for me from this position, because I can use the bush and just get easy shots into the rear of or sides of these tanks. Looking to finish off this IS, and get one in, set them on fire and pick up a kill, bringing us to a 9 versus 4, 3,000 damage, 2,400 assistance now with 2 kills. Going to try and squeeze one into the huntsman. Unfortunately, we don't pen there. And with the enemy team now pushed back, I'm going to push forward again to just extend my view range, keep these tanks detected for as long as possible, giving our friendly artillery more time to shoot at these tanks, and ultimately give us more time to pick up some assistance. So we're just waiting for this huntsman to poke here. We just want our friendly team behind us, maybe the tank destroyer on the sort of B1, to potentially get some shots into this tank, because he's kind of holding us up now to the rest of the damage. So we're just going to try and just keep him lit as much as we can. But now our friendly medium tank is moving into a gauge this enemy huntsman, our friendly panther. I'm going to try and move up and help our friendly panther deal with this huntsman. Panther gets one in, huntsman gets one into the panther. But now I should be able to help him. Our panther's playing very aggressively, pushing into this tank, so I am going to try and help him as much as I can. Get one nice shot in here. With the huntsman just completely distracted, I've got 3 farms on this tank. Trying to get another shot in here. We do put him on 2 to 1 shot. I was then thinking he was going to get finished off. I kind of should have just waited, because I could have just probably finished that huntsman off there. Unfortunately, our panther does get taken out. But it's not to worry, because the huntsman now gets killed and we pick up a bit more assistance. Again, putting us at a 3,200 damage with 3 tanks remaining. So again, pretty confident we're going to win this. I'm just telling our team that I'm basically going over to spot the hill, and then I should get there first, and anything we spot, I hopefully can pick up some more assistance. Not knowing how much hit points these tanks have got remaining, apart from the artillery, I know that must be pretty low because we put one in earlier. Do spot a full health tank here, Chinese tank, and which is good for us, because hopefully we can pick up some assistance. We're going to ignore that one shot there and just try and keep this tank detected, and also try and spot the artillery, which must be around here somewhere. He is on the hill. We're not going to poke for the shot, we're just going to wait for that artillery, because he's going to get taken out by our friendly team. He's in the top of the hill, he's detected. There's nowhere really safe for him to be. He does get taken out by our friendly M56, and it's just about at this point getting as much damage in as we can. With this tank being full health, I can't win in a straight fight if I go in on this tank, because I just don't have the DPM to be able to contend with that. So I'm just trying to get as many shots in as I can. We do get one in, trade it for one, which is fine. I'm happy to trade sort of 400 alpha there for that one shot he put into us. And just going to try and get as much in as I can. This game, like I say, is won. Hopefully we can get one more shot in here. We are going to go around to put in a shot and then hopefully get back round to safety. He's probably going to put one back into us. But unfortunately, as I'm trying to pull back, our Tiger just seems to be pushing us into the enemy fire, and then we get taken out because of that. But it's probably worth it for the extra shot, so I'm not too concerned. And that brings us then to the replay. Finishing that game off with 4,000 damage, I think 2 kills, and 3,000 odd assistance. So having a really decent game there again. Again, first class, high caliber, and that is the end for the video. So yeah, this tank, to be honest, I really enjoy, but it's a type of play style which I really like. So I always kind of felt like I was going to like this tank. Is it worth it? I mean, yeah, it's always, I like the tank. If you like sort of stealthy mobile tanks with more passive sort of play, then you'll probably enjoy it. But that's it. If you do like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and as always, thank you for your amazing support.